Summary. This scene takes place in the theater before Hamlet shows his play The MouseTrap. Hamlet briefly interacts with Claudius and Polonius. He is making insulting and sarcastic remarks to Gertrude and Ophelia while they wait for the play to begin. He comments about the death of his father, and Ophelia interprets his inappropriate behavior as happiness. In the book's version, Rosencrantz and Horatio are also in this scene. However, we did not include them in our adaptation. Rosencrantz has one line and briefly interacts with Hamlet. Hamlet asks, "Be the players ready?" And Rosencrantz responds, "Aye, my lord, they stay upon your patience." Their exchange is unnecessary to the scene because Rosencrantz responding to Hamlet's question about the play starting does not impact the end result of the scene. Therefore, these two lines were cut. Horatio does not have any lines, so in our interpretation, he is not shown in the scene. But if we were to perform the next scene, it would be revealed that he is watching from a distance. Hamlet's first line, that was originally directed towards Horatio, has been altered so he is talking to himself.
In this scene, Hamlet shows his resentment for his mother. He tells her he does not wish to sit with her and makes sarcastic comments to Ophelia about his mother's grieving process for his father. He talks to Ophelia loudly so the whole audience can hear about how happy his mother is considering her husband had died so recently. This shows us that he is still very angry at his mother for marrying Claudius and intentionally calls her out on this in front of an entire audience.
Hamlet and Ophelia. In this scene, Hamlet is very arrogant towards Ophelia and thrusts himself upon her when she clearly wants nothing to do with him. It is evident from the start of the conversation that Ophelia wants to avoid any conflict or conversation with Hamlet, so she agrees with everything that he is saying. Judging from the body language in this scene, it is clear that Ophelia does not want to engage Hamlet. However, he is ignorant to her resistance because he wants to have her affection.
The scene takes place in a theater inside a palace. It looks like an auditorium because of the seating and stage direction. Hamlet is showing his play The MouseTrap, so a theater would be a smart place to perform it in. Gertrude, Claudius, and Polonius will be in the middle of the audience, while Ophelia and Hamlet will be sitting in front of them off to the left.
We chose the 1980s for our setting because the boom in the stock market, specifically the repercussions of the investors getting so much money, really captured the idea of a kingdom. And it also highlighted a time of war and struggle during the 1980s with a lot of global disputes, which is a parallel to Denmark and Norway's rivalry in the play. So we just really felt that the 1980s captured the general feel of Hamlet's Denmark.
Character actions. Hamlet is already in the auditorium when Claudius and Polonius enter. Gertrude and Ophelia follow soon after, and all four of them sit. Hamlet talks to Claudius in the entryway of the theater, and then he goes to talk to Gertrude, but he ends up sitting next to Ophelia. Then while Hamlet is ranting about how his mother betrayed his father, we will have him speaking very loud so she can hear him, but not talking directly to her. This action will represent his contempt for his mother and how what she is doing is driving him insane. In regards to what Claudius does in the scene, he will get enraged after he sees the movie, and he will storm off in anger after he realizes Hamlet has figured out that he murdered his father. For Ophelia in this scene, she's going to act very reserved and hesitant. She's going to constantly be deflecting Hamlet's passes at her because she does not like what he is doing.
In our scene, Hamlet said to Ophelia after she asked him if he was happy, "Oh God, you're only a jig-maker. What should a man do but be merry? For look how cheerfully my mother looks, and my father died within 2 hours." Hamlet's response to Ophelia's question is a sarcastic comment directed at his mother's quick recovery after his father's death, wherein she married Claudius basically the day after they had the funeral for his father. This shows that Hamlet still resents his mother's decision to remarry after his father's death, and makes it very clear that Hamlet's still very disappointed in his mother's decisions.